This is what unfolded earlier today, and it may mark the moment everything changed. For months, federal prosecutors have been building a case against Donald Trump tied to obstruction of justice and the classified documents discovered at Mar-a-Lago. Their claim is straightforward but serious. They argue Trump knew he had sensitive materials, knew the government demanded them back, refused to comply, and then allegedly ordered staff to conceal those documents from investigators. The evidence already looks heavy. Security footage, employee testimony, paper trails proving the materials were kept when they shouldn't have been. But prosecutors weren't satisfied with circumstantial proof. They wanted something more powerful. They wanted intent. They needed someone who could confirm that Trump understood exactly what he was doing and did it anyway. Someone close, someone inside the house, someone he trusted. That's where everything changed. Because that person, according to investigators, is his own son. Since leaving the White House, Barron has lived with his father at Mar-a-Lago. He wasn't just nearby, he was present. Present during family conversations, present during meetings with attorneys, present inside the residence where the classified documents were allegedly stored. Prosecutors believe he may have overheard discussions, maybe even conversations about what to do if federal agents showed up. And under federal law, there's no shield for that. No parent-child privilege. If a witness has relevant knowledge, they can be compelled to testify, even if it's the defendant's own child, even if it tears a family apart. Trump's legal team tried everything to block it: emergency filings, last-minute arguments, claims that forcing a son to testify against his father violated basic fairness and would cause permanent damage to their relationship. None of it worked. The judge reviewed the government's evidence summary and ruled the testimony was both relevant and necessary. The subpoena would stand. Barron would testify. Today, what was supposed to be a routine court session suddenly shifted. Prosecutors informed the court that the subpoena had been served and that Barron was scheduled for deposition. Trump's lawyers objected immediately. The judge didn't budge, the order was valid, there would be no delay, and that's when everything changed inside the courtroom. Witnesses say Trump's face drained of color. He leaned toward his attorney, whispering urgently. The attorney shook his head, no options left. Trump tried to stand, then collapsed back into his chair, hard, head in his hands, his body shaking, not crying, not yelling, just shaking, like someone hit with shock. The courtroom froze. Marshals stepped forward, asking if he needed medical help. He waved them away, but couldn't pull himself together. His attorney surrounded him, blocking cameras. And according to those nearby, he kept repeating the same words over and over: not him, not Barron. Because suddenly this wasn't political. It wasn't legal strategy. It was personal. Next week, Barron will sit across from federal prosecutors in a closed room. A court reporter will record every word. Possibly FBI agents present, his own attorney by his side. And he'll be asked about conversations with his father, about what he saw, what he heard, whether Trump talked about the documents, whether he mentioned hiding them. Every answer will be under oath, every word transcribed. And if he confirms Trump knew those documents were there, that testimony could be devastating, because it wouldn't come from an employee or a rival or a political enemy. It would come from his own son. Think about the psychology of that. Trump has faced investigations before, indictments, trials, public attacks. Through all of it, he projected strength, defiance, control. But this is different. This isn't about fighting prosecutors. This is about watching your youngest child get dragged into your legal war, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. No appeal, no intimidation, no deal. Barron is legally an adult. The subpoena is enforceable. He has to testify. Trump has always been fiercely protective of him, keeping him out of the spotlight, shielding him from politics. Now that shield is gone, and that loss of control, that helplessness, is what people saw today. Not fear of prison, not fear of charges, fear for his son. Behind closed doors, the deposition will move forward. If the case goes to trial, parts of that testimony could become public. Imagine that moment. Barron on the stand, his father watching. Defense attorneys cross-examining him, trying to challenge his memory, trying to discredit him. But juries believe family witnesses. Because sons don't lie just to hurt their fathers. They tell the truth when they have to. And Trump knows he can't even talk to Barron about it. That would be witness tampering. He can't prepare him, can't coach him, can't protect him. All he can do is wait. And that uncertainty, that's torture. The images from the courtroom are already spreading. Trump hunched forward, shaking, surrounded by lawyers. For once, the armor cracked. No performance, no bravado, just a father realizing his child might be pulled into something he created. What happens next is unclear. Barron could confirm everything prosecutors suspect, or he could say he remembers nothing. No one knows. But the damage is already done. Because once a son is forced to testify against his father, something changes forever. That's not just legal fallout. That's human fallout. And today, for the first time in a long time, Donald Trump looked less like a political figure and more like a powerless father facing consequences he can't outrun. The deposition will happen, the questions will be asked, and whatever Barron says could reshape the entire case. But the real turning point already happened, right there in that courtroom, when the strongest man in the room suddenly realized he couldn't protect his son anymore.